Be nuts about means to be extremely enthusiastic or passionate, passionate about something, passionate about something or someone. It's often used to express a strong liking or love. For example, for the hobbies, Sarah is nuts about painting. She spends every weekend at her EASEL creating new pieces. Number two, food. John is nuts about chocolate. He always has a stash of different chocolates bars in his pantry. Number third is sports. Carlos is nuts about soccer. SOCCER. He never misses a game and knows all the states of his favorite players. बी नट्स अबाउट ओके हॉट पोटैटो हम देख ही चुके हैं व्हाट डज इट मीन बाय द हॉट पोटैटो और हम कह सकते हैं इट्स हार्ड टू कीप अप विद हर इट्स हार्ड टू कीप अप विद हर मतलब उसके साथ रहना बड़ा टफ है या उस मेंटेलिटी के साथ रहना बड़ा टफ है सो वी से इट्स हार्ड टू कीप अप विद हर इट्स हार्ड टू कीप अप विद हर एक वर्ड होता है फ्रीक आउट मीन्स FREAK फ्रीक आउट फ्रीक आउट्स मीन्स वो लाइक पैनिक कोई कंडीशन अगर आ जाए जैसे हम कह सकते हैं फ्रीक आउट मीन्स टू बिकम वेरी एक्साइटेड इज स्केयर्ड और एंक्सियस excited scared or anxious often in an uncontrolled or intense way. Example for fear हम कह सकते हैं कि when Jane saw the spider on her bed she completely freaked out and started screaming. सरप्राइज के लिए हम कह सकते हैं टॉम फ्रीक्ड आउट व्हेन ही फाउंड आउट he had won the lottery. He couldn't believe his luck. Tom freaked out when he found out he had won the lottery. He couldn't believe his luck. स्ट्रेस में कह सकते हैं Anna freaked out when she realized she had lost her passport just before her flight. जब स्ट्रेस आ जाए तो कह सकते हैं Anna freaked out when she realized she had lost her passport just before her flight. So when we are excited like जैसे टॉम यहाँ पे फ्रिक्ड आउट हुआ जब उसने लॉटरी जीत ली थी. फियर आ जाता है जब स्पाइडर देखा उसने अपने बेड पर तो सी फ्रिक्ड आउट कम्प्लीटली फ्रिक्ड आउट और एक्साइटेड या स्ट्रेस होना तब भी हम फ्रिक्ड आउट का यूज़ करते हैं. अच्छा एक नेक्स्ट हमने याद किया था इट्स हार्ड टू कीप अप विद हर. इट्स हार्ड टू कीप अप विद हर. ओके बेनोवोलेंट BENEVOLENT द मीन्स शोइंग काइंडनेस और गुड विल कह सकते हैं. द बेनोवोलेंट लीडर वॉज beloved by her people for her kindness and fairness. He made a benevolent donation to local charity. He made a benevolent donation to the local charity, helping to fund important community project. Helping to fund important community project. Next is the benevolent organization provided food and shelter to those in need. The benevolent organization provided food and shelter to those in need. Next is despite his wealth he remained benevolent and always looked for ways to help others. Okay, word excuse it. The bride wore an exquisite gown adorned with delicate lace and intricate bedwork. The bride wore an exquisite gown adorned ADORNED with a delicate lace LSE and intricate bedwork. The chef prepared an exquisite meal that left all the guests in awe of his culinary skills. The chef prepared an exquisite meal that left all the guests in awe, AWE, of his culinary skills, culinary skills. The museum, MUSEUMS, एपेस्ट्रोफियस लगा है, म्यूजियम वैसे होता है MUSESEUM. द म्यूजियम कलेक्शन इंक्लूडेड एन exquisite painting by a renowned artist. The museum's collection included an exquisite painting by a renowned artist. Next is the delicate flavor of the tea was exquisite. The delicate flavor of the tea was exquisite, leaving an lingering taste of jasmine, LINGERING. Okay, her voice had an exquisite quality. Her voice had an exquisite quality that captivated everyone in the audience. Okay, you can say a regular intake of pomegranate juice can maintain a good flow of blood in the body. A regular intake of pomegranate juice can maintain a good flow, of blood in the body, can maintain a good flow of blood in the body. The regular intake of pomegranate juice can maintain a good flow of blood in the body. Okay, एंटीलोप मीन्स मृग होता है, कैटल मीन्स मतलब काऊ या ऑक्स हो गया, चिकन मीट, पोर्क एंड पिग वाला, बीफ मतलब काऊ का हो गया, फिटनेस ड्रिवन शब्द का यूज़ कर सकते हैं, जिम बफ, सुगर केन जूस, लाइम वाटर, presumably means शायद या मुमकिन है, presumably. I try to incorporate vegetables in my meals. I try to incorporate vegetables into my meals. Backlash. The company faced significant backlash from customers after raising prices without improving the quality of its products. There was a backlash against backlash sorry not backlash there was a backlash against the new policy, with many employees voicing their concerns during the town hall meeting. There was a backlash against the new policy, with many employees voicing their concerns during the town hall meeting. Consulate means होता है वाणिज्यिक दूतावास. Abysmal means होता है extremely bad, appalling. For example, the quality of her work is abysmal. Very deep के सेंस में भी यूज़ कर सकते हैं. Waterfalls that plunge into abysmal depth, we can say. Dishing up the food with help of wooden spoon. Dishing up the food with help of a wooden spoon. Dishing up the food with the help of wooden spoon. Flip the bread. Okay. Strain liquid. Okay. Sieve means होता है छन्नी, SIEVE. Sieve means छन्नी. Roasted gram flour means sattu. Musk melon means खरबूजा. Watermelon means तरबूजा. Musk melon means खरबूजा. एक होता है जेस्ट, जिससे मतलब चलाते हैं उसको, अंडा वगैरह होता है जेस्ट शायद, आई थिंक. पीलर होता है. और इट इज़ वेरी ब्लैंड, मतलब विदाउट टेस्ट कह सकते हैं. इट इज़ वेरी ब्लैंड. कौन सा एग्जाम्पल्स होता है? It's breezy outside, it's drizzling outside, it's sprinkling outside, it's powering outside. We can say dry cleaner, la laundromat ऐसा कुछ है. In a pickle means in a different situation. These views like unlike anything, these views like unlike anything, these views like unlike anything. um, Views were insanely gorgeous. The views were insanely gorgeous. These views like unlike anything. Take something with a grain of salt. With a grain of salt. Phrase with a grain of salt means to view something with spec, skepticism. Sorry, take something with skepticism or not take it too seriously. It suggests that you should consider the information carefully and not accept it at face value. Not accept it at face value. Okay, like gossip. She heard a rumor that the company is closing, but she took it with a grain of salt because it came from an unreliable source. अब exaggeration means he often tells all tales about his adventures. He often tells tall tales about his adventures, so I take his stories with a grain of salt. He often tells tall tales. 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 He often tells tall tales about his adventures. He often tells tall tales about his adventures, so I take his stories with a grain of salt. एडवाइस के लिए कह सकते हैं when it comes to dieting tips from the internet, I always take them with a grain of salt and consult my doctor first. When it comes to dieting tips from the internet, I always take them with a grain of salt and consult with my doctor first.